recently. A lot of individuals, a lot of Diablo enjoyers who seem to find themselves all alone. RAXX, one of the main content creators for Diablo 4, just released a video, My Future as a Content Creator. Uh-oh.
Hi everyone, it's RAXX. Been a while since I made a YouTube video, and I wanted to talk to you about the future of me as a content creator. A lot of people on this channel may understand that for the last 4.5 years, I've been a content creator for Blizzard and for the Diablo franchise. In particular, Diablo 3, and for a very short period of time, Diablo Immortal. That was.
Remember whenever he thought that he could grind hard enough in Diablo Immortal that he could beat a whale? Do you remember that? What a sad reality. That was cute. It really was.
Catastrophe. We cut that out instantly. And then and now Diablo 4. So it's no secret that Diablo 4 has not lived up to expectations, and the more that I've thought about it, actually, I think it's actually worse for the real blasters, the pro players, whatever you'd like to call them, because with the current...
It's worse because the ceiling is so low. Like, whenever you complete all the content in 3 days, and you have effectively your BIS, and there's nothing unique or interesting about it, what are you going to do for the rest of the time? There's 5 classes, and each class has 2 or 3 builds. Compare that with PoE, where you can spend hours and hours and hours of just farming and just like getting better gear, corrupting gear, double corrupting gear, etc.
Iteration of the game, there's really not much to do. I can blast. I mean, look how many 100s I have. I almost have 10 100s.
Jesus.
You can blast up to 100, no problem. And then what do? Nightmare Dungeon 100 is free on every single character, and Uber Lilith has been killed many times by now. And gearing up, you have like perfect gear by the time you're 75. There's just nothing to do in the game. And at least for casual players, I think going through the campaign, building up at least one character very slowly, probably is more fun than anybody who's blasting the game.
Well, I think that's true, and I think that's designed, that's working as intended. Diablo 4 is made for casual ARPG players and for people that don't know what an ARPG is. If you've never heard of the term ARPG, Diablo 4 is the game for you.
And so, Diablo 3 Season 29 just started once again. The Diablo 3 team released a very nice season. They put in solo mode, they put in a Paragon cap, they put in a cool new permanent feature in the game. It's too bad we just didn't have those D3 devs for the whole lifespan of Diablo 3. Otherwise, the game would have had a lot more success. Woulda, shoulda.
It wouldn't have. It's a garbage game, and the entire end game of it is trash, and it's just repeating the exact same activity over and over and over. Every boss has 2 mechanics. They're terrible. There's been no innovation in the game for 5 years. There's nothing interesting or dynamic about it. Diablo 3 was a horrible game in the year 2014, and it's been the same game since then. I've watched the different seasons. I've played a few of them. There's nothing good about it. It's bad, and it's been bad ever since Reaper of Souls. And Diablo 3 Vanilla was also bad, but it was just bad in a different way. I don't know why anybody makes any excuses for Diablo 3 as if Diablo 3 was a good game. Diablo 3 was horrible. It was a literal trash game. Imagine fighting the same drift bosses for 10 years. What a joke.
Coulda. Always the story. Okay, so now, what am I going to do in the future? The reason why I'm a content creator is because I love video games.
Okay.
When I was a young kid,
money.
when we would have like our LAN parties, have our little sleepovers, and we would be, on Friday we get off from school, we would go order a bunch of pizza, we'd go down to the gas station, get the 64-ounce big gulp of pop, and then we just...
They're doing it wrong. Because see, what they should have done is like RAXX is probably about the same age as me, right? And so like back in the day, what you needed to do is you needed to get like those insulated cups, and then getting refills for the insulated cups was actually cheaper than even getting an original like a big gulp, right? Because like the refill was like 60 cents, and then the big gulp was like $1. So like you could get a refill for something bigger, and it's also colder for longer, so it keeps the ice in there. Yeah, 7-Eleven was trying to shut me down. I was giving away all their tricks. So this is the way it used to be, right? So you would go to 7-Eleven, and then also like you got to go another level to that. Is that 7-Eleven used to have a company policy that would require the employees to get rid of all of the donuts and everything at 12 o'clock, and then replace them with the the new donuts, right? This is like a policy, and you threw all the old ones away. So what you had to do is make a relationship with the employee there, and then show up at about 12:15 or so, and then buy a donut, and they're gonna say, listen, like ask how much are these. And it's like they could probably tell you, like, listen, like you can take them, like I've got to get new ones anyway. So you're actually helping them, doing their job for them, and at the same time you're getting free donuts. So like you could get basically a drink and donuts from 7-Eleven for less than $1. It is actually fucking insane, man. And so I used to do this all the time, like, because it was rough, man. It was really fucking rough.
Blast all night, you know, it's noon the next day, and then everyone starts to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was the guy that would stay up and plug 3 extra controllers in the Xbox and run around practicing 3-shotting spawns in Halo 1 while my friends slept, and I just keep playing.
There it is.
You know, after we had already been playing for almost 24 hours.
The grind never stops.
I'm, even as an old piece of shit 37-year-old man, that is still who I am. I'm still that same kid that just has to blast.
Yep.
It's just my personality.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I found very, very rewarding in the last 4.5 years is teaching people the game. I like to make guides. I like to know what I'm talking about. I like to level up 100 times to 100. That way, when I make a leveling guide for you, I can be pretty damn sure that if it isn't the best leveling guide possible, it at least is going to be really good.
See this? This is how it used to be, boys. This is how it used to be.
What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy, wASMON. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to go from level 80 to 85 Cataclysm levels in about 20 minutes to an hour. Now,
Yeah, those were the days. Those were the fucking days. I did the same goddamn thing. Yep, those were the good days.
When I was younger, it was way more important to me to compete. I wanted to be world #1 in WoW. I wanted to be like the best Halo 1 player in the world, and all the different games. Now it's much more about the community and teaching. There's nothing to teach in Diablo 4. There's nothing. I'm finding that area of fulfillment just completely empty currently.
That's true. I remember I felt the same way about making guides in WoW. And I started to realize that nobody actually cared about being good at the game. People just wanted to talk about the game. So I could make a guide for how to do some really difficult achievement, and nobody would even care about it. But if I made a video talking about how the game used to be very good, everybody would want to watch that instead. Nobody actually cared about being good at WoW.
Now, Diablo 4, it's a very common opinion across everybody, the lovers and the haters of the game. Diablo 4 has got a good base. It was just released too early. Too many bugs, too many imbalances, not enough things to do. Mm-hmm. It would have released 1 year after it released. It might have had
probably still be fucked up.
Much different narrative, but it doesn't matter.
They had a year to fix Diablo 3. Did they fix Diablo 3 in a year? No. So, I mean, like, there it is.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. It is what it is, and here's where we are. I think it's going to take them a good amount of time to fix it. They'll do nice things in Season 2. They'll do nice things in Season 3. Maybe by then, when the leaderboards are out with a couple new, hopefully, endgame things added. maybe it will be better, but I'm finding it very hard to commit to building my future on this game until I've seen more. So then
Well, you shouldn't build your future on any game. I think that's always a mistake, because if you do that, eventually the game is going to fall off. Even if it's a popular game, eventually it falls off. People aren't interested as much anymore. And also, audiences just change over time. Like, the people that were really popular for doing Minecraft 5 years ago probably aren't as popular nowadays for doing Minecraft, because the audiences shift and people want what's new and they want to have new content, like Hearthstone. Counter-Strike. I mean, yeah, you have some games that are like kind of exceptions, but these are mainly competitive games. And I think that like 95% of people get replaced. And I'd say 99% of games like lose their relevance after like sometimes even less than a year. Like, look at all the people that are still trying to be like only WoW streamers. That's hard, man. Like, you only want to stream WoW? That's bad. And I think that, our New World, yeah, imagine just like wanting to be a New World streamer or wanting to be a, Fortnite only streamer. Like, Fortnite's a really big game. You can kind of do it and you'll be able to do it for a while, right? But at a certain point, it's over. And that's it. That's the problem with like tying yourself to one video game. Some do it because they like it. I know it might not be the winning formula, but whatever. Yeah, but we're not talking about whether you like to do it or not. We're talking about whether it's a good decision as a content creator looking from like a, quote, business perspective, right? Like, of course, you do whatever the fuck you want. You want to be a content creator for Raid Shadow Legends? You love Raid Shadow Legends? Then do it. Like, do whatever you want to do. But it's different versus, like, is this effective? Like, you can do something that's fun and it's not super efficient. That's fine as long as you're having fun. But that doesn't make it efficient.
Ask myself, what should I do instead, or should I hang it up? I can tell you without a doubt,
you're not going to hang it up.
I don't care about fame. In fact, I would actually prefer to not be famous than famous, not to say that I am famous. I don't care about the fame. I don't care about the money. I want to be a content creator because I love games. Even with, like I said, even with the kids that I was around when I was younger who loved video games, it was not the same as me. It was just not the same level. All of my friends would tell you the same. So this is where I'm going to stay. I'm going to keep streaming and I'm going to keep making content.
There it is.
Because I committed the very first day that I started streaming, March 13th, 2019, that I was going to stream every single day without missing a day for 10 straight years. So we just hit 4.5 years. Never missed a day. We got another 5.5 to go. I'm committed.
That's impressive, man. That's really fucking impressive. Holy shit.
To that, and we're going to keep going. It looks like the best ARPG that's going to come out soon is
Why?
Last Epoch.
Because you never stop going big dick.
It just looks incredible. Everybody loves it. Everybody
What's
says
this?
The best ARPG that's going to come out soon is Last Epoch. It just looks.
I've heard about this game. About every day, whenever people ask me if I'm going to play it, and they say, Baldy, why haven't you played it? What are you doing? Why are you a fake content creator? Yeah. So McConnell messaged me. McConnell told me to play this like from way, way, way back in the day. Like, he was actually the first person that was telling me about it. I can't find it.
It's incredible. Everybody loves it. Everybody says that it's got a great endgame, great crafting system. It already has a godly loot filter. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm still going to play D4. I'm still going to cover D4.
This is what RAXX should do. If you want to be a content creator, just farm every new game. Farm every new game. Any game that has like a hardcore element. Look at his face. Any game that has like a hardcore element, just farm any game.
D4. I don't need to practice D4. I'll be able to keep in touch with the game.
Well, you already did.
And if it gets great, then I can go back and main D4 again. But I think it's time for me to start warming up in Last Epoch, and I think it's time for me to start warming up a bit more in Path of Exile. Again, I like to teach things. So Last Epoch will be a much bigger opportunity for me to teach you the game than PoE. There's already a million godly content creators for PoE. I don't know even if I mained PoE if I could be better than them. Not that it's a competition. I actually think that having many great
there's so many. I think he could easily find a place in the PoE community because there's so many. The game is so complex that there's room for one more of anybody. Like, there's like 3 or 4 guys that just make videos of righteous fire. Yeah, Pox, Captain Lance.
Is better than just
the
first
first
to
2 I think of right top of my head.
That's a losing mentality. It's a loser mentality. But I don't think I'd be able to gain enough knowledge quickly enough to be able to teach you PoE 1. But maybe it's going to be different if PoE 2 is dramatically different. So I will absolutely be paying attention to PoE 2 and Last Epoch. I think I'm going to start playing them, and I'm going to start learning them very well. So hopefully I can teach you guys how to have fun in these games. I also love MMOs. Lost Ark is pretty solved at this point, but I do love that game, and the Jumpstart servers are out. I would be lying to you if I was not considering just maining Lost Ark. I love the raids. I love the difficulty. The pay to win sucks, but I love that like MMO grindy stuff.
You can't buy. Gravity is a real bitch, man. I learned that on Valton. It's a real bitch.
Like, that's very much in my wheelhouse. So the Riot MMO could be a godly game. I'm absolutely paying attention to how that goes. That could be the main game of the future. Another thing is the Moon Beast game. If you haven't checked it out, the friends over at Moon Beast, the like original designers of Diablo 2, have came out of retirement to reinvent the ARPG genre. Check out the Moon Beast game. I'm watching them.
I'm going to watch this afterwards. Remind me.
So anyway,
I want to watch
just to summarize this, not to make this a giant soliloquy or anything, I am still a gamer and a content creator. I always will be, even if one day I retire from it or whatever. I will always be this. I've always been this even before I ever fired up the stream. I just love.
Leave it to Diablo IV to give multiple adult men existential crises about what they're going to do with the rest of their life, because the game that they were excited about was such a piece of shit that they have to rethink the entire trajectory of what they're going to plan their career on. God damn.
Video games way too much to ever step away from it. I have to blast. I will pretty much, I can't guarantee it, but I just don't think I will ever become a variety streamer. I don't like that. I don't like to play every game for 3 days and essentially suck at everything. I want to play a few games and try to be as good at them as possible.
I can really understand that. That's the way I feel a lot too. Like, I like going deep into like one or a handful of games rather than just like playing one, like kind of being garbage at it. No, you're right. Like, that's the way I feel too, right?
It's very much my style. So I will, D3, thanks for the 1 week of fun. You did your job like always. D3 is kind of dead, but yeah, you did a great job with what you had. Diablo 4, Copium, I hope that everything gets turned around. I think it eventually will. I just worry that it's going to be too late by the time that it happens. Last Epoch, I mean, I'm looking at you. I'm kind of like a free agent here. Not that I'm valuable, not to imply that I have any value, but anybody's looking for a blaster, if you're willing to make a godly game that's not a predatory pay-to-win game.
Ooh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
So, really looking strong at Last Epoch. I will be playing more PoE 1 to learn more about it. I've already done one season where at least I got my 4 Void Stones. I got to level like 97. So
pretty good.
That's one round of it. But I want to say, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for, I mean, I did not think after a few years of streaming I would have, almost a quarter of a million subs on YouTube.
How many do you have?
I didn't think my Twitch would be where it's at.
Shit.
I didn't think I would be anybody, and I don't have some big ego or anything at all. I'm just the same little kid that just loves to blast games, and so far I've been able to make a career out of it, which is all anybody could ever ask for. It's because of you guys. I never take you for granted. I still remember the first time that I had a video that had 1,000 views and how happy I was on it.
I used to screenshot anytime that I would get a video that had a certain amount of views on it. Yeah, I went so hard on that. I remember I screenshotted the first time I had $1,000 in my bank account too. And then I spent all the money on a computer, to be fair.
So need to remember those moments, just to keep yourself in check and keep your mind focused on what you're doing. So thanks for all the fantastic times. I will continue to cover Diablo IV, but let's see what the godly games are coming up, and I'm considering making a switch to either Last Epoch or PoE 2. I just wanted to let you guys know, in case if you're only here for Diablo, I want to warn you that I may switch gears, and if that's all you wanted to, that's all you were interested in, you can go ahead and we can part ways now.
Well,
but
people aren't interested in Diablo, because if they were, they would be watching it. But people are interested in talking about it being bad. People are interested in the meta of the game, same as like World of Warcraft retail. Like, you go and you look at WoW, what's going on with WoW? Everybody's playing fucking hardcore. You've got Dorky doing his best, right? I mean, this guy's like one of the best players in the world for Mythic Plus. One person. Two people. Wait, no, he's in... No, that's actually... I think that's hardcore. Yeah, it's hardcore WoW. That's Burning Crusade. So there's only one guy. Oh my god. Oh my god. One person playing retail WoW. What the fuck? That's me. It is. Yeah, there he is. He's in chat. Grayson's putting in 2K. Yeah, he's putting in 2K. And you know what he's doing to 2K in? Classic. He's in fucking Classic, isn't he? That's Classic. I guarantee you that's Classic, because I can tell what's going on. It's just that, again, like, retail WoW is dead, but people love talking about retail WoW being dead, but they don't want to actually play it, because it's dead. Hardcore is the 10.2 waiting room? No, it's not.
Appreciated your sub or your views or whatever. We're going to keep going. 5.5 more years of streaming every day without stopping. No breaks, no matter what. Even if I die, I have to stream.
Smart.
Let's see if we can finish it off for the final 10 years. Thank you.
That was a good video. I'm glad I watched it. As I said, bro, leave it to Diablo 4 to be such a piece of shit that it's giving fucking adult middle-aged men midlife crises on where they're gonna go with their whole life. There's the video right there. I think RAXX, like, I mean, if you're trying to provide value and you're trying to make good guides, it doesn't really matter like what game you play. As long as the game has an audience, people are going to play it, or people are going to watch your guides. Like, this is kind of the problem, is like with Diablo 4, like, you just get to a point where nobody really gives a shit about the game anymore. And that's kind of what's sad about it, is like, look at this, right? So people care about like Diablo 3 more than Diablo 4. This is the new patch. Does anybody even care about this? No. But if RAXX makes a video about concerning news about Diablo 4, it gets 130,000 views. Because people love, oh, resource powers need help. This only has 46,000 views. Do you know why? Because nobody gives a fuck about the actual game, and all they want to do is talk about how much it sucks dick. That's what happens. It's just that simple. And it happened with WoW. It's happening with Diablo. It happened with Overwatch 2 as well. Like, that's just how it is. 46K is good. No, 46K is amazing. It's so good. 46,000 views on a video. Absolutely. But we are not comparing it in a vacuum. It is contextualized around the success of the other videos, which are infinitely even more successful, which goes to show my point. Baldur's Gate 3 was a waste.